Hey, it's Kat here. I wanted to come in and really answer a question that I get a lot about what makes a course premium? What makes it, a course that is worthy to be offered in businesses, schools, nonprofits? And so I'm going to share my screen in just a moment, but I think that this moment really deserves some attention because of what is happening today. Just today, we are hearing about all of these layoffs with Amazon and yeah, just a whole host of organizations. And one of the questions is whether or not AI, artificial intelligence, is the reason behind it. And of course, that does play a part. There is a part to play for AI, but maybe not in the way that you may be thinking, right? And I want you to think about it in a little bit different way, just in case you are a little bit nervous about whether or not AI is really going to replace you, whether or not it is going to be a factor in whether or not you're able to compete in the open marketplace. So it's like, wait a minute, how do I compete with a robot, right? Well, when it comes to offering your courses, selling your courses, and making sure that they are able to compete, I'm going to encourage you to use AI to make sure that you are irreplaceable instead of being afraid of it. I don't want you to be afraid of artificial intelligence. I don't want you to be afraid of using it, exploring it, because it really is an amazing tool, especially when it comes to creating premium level programs and courses. It used to be that way back in the day, which actually wasn't that far back in the day, but it used to be that creating premium level programs and courses was very expensive. It used to be out of touch for many, many people. And it used to be that you had to be in some sort of corporate environment in order to produce high level courses because of the cost that was involved in production and all the things. But with artificial intelligence, that barrier has come down significantly. It really has. And so, I want to encourage you that you don't have to be afraid of artificial intelligence. You want to use it as the tool that it was designed to be, that it was meant to be. So, as we look at accepting AI as our partner in learning and development spaces, we want to look at what does premium mean? What does it mean to have a high level course? What does it mean to have a program that is worthy of corporate spaces? So with that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you and put up a a graphic to illustrate what I mean by that. And hopefully it'll pop up here on my screen really soon. Okay, awesome. I think it's here. So I want us to look at 5 premium course components. Okay, what makes a course high level and premium? Well, these are the elements, these are the components that are going to make your course stand out in a market that's competitive. You want to look at the structure of your course. Is the structure of it, does it meet instructional design standards? There are instructional design standards, and that means that businesses, schools, and nonprofits, they're going to be looking at whether or not your course fits those corporate standards, or is it just something that you kind of put together and teachable, or one of those other, platforms or something like that. But there is a structure to your program that makes it easy for the learner to really understand what you are trying to communicate, what you are actually wanting to teach them. And so you want to make sure that when you present your course for licensing to businesses, to schools, to nonprofits, that it's following those standards when it comes to structure. Now, of course, there are some nuances with structure depending on whether or not it is an in-person course or whether it is an online program. However, I want you to know the important takeaway is that your course will need to follow the structure of standard instructional design standards, okay? The next thing is content. Does your content or is your content considered premium? And what do we mean by that? That means that in this age of artificial intelligence, there really and truly is nothing new under the sun. But what is important for you to know is that only you can present your very unique expertise and analysis and insight on that topic. That is what's different. And that is something that artificial intelligence really cannot replicate. And so I don't want you to be, again, I don't want you to be afraid of artificial intelligence. I don't want you to be like, oh my goodness, there's nothing new under the sun. So why would anybody want my program? They're going to want your program because of your unique take and insight and analysis on that particular topic. Okay. Visual design, really, really important. They are looking for content that is aesthetically pleasing, that is not cluttered and all over the place, or doesn't meet graphic design standards. And so you want to make sure that even if you are using artificial intelligence in order to create your slides or something like that, you have to remember that you still need to know what it's supposed to look like. All right. Because artificial intelligence is not right 100% of the time. And sometimes it gets it wrong, or sometimes it does too much. It does the most. Okay. So you still have to know and understand visual design standards so that you are presenting something that is considered premium, that is not all over the place, that is not, just something that you put together. Okay. Audio quality. We want to make sure that if you've got videos that you're doing, that your audio quality is good. Okay. So a lot of times people will go to a professional videographer. Like a lot of our clients will come to Atlanta if they want professional course production. But let's just say you don't have the time or the resources to do professional video creation. You don't have to do all of that. The beauty of it is that with artificial intelligence, you can do the production. You can do studio level production right from the comfort of your own home or your own studio office. And so that's really the beauty of it. Okay. So again, don't be afraid of artificial intelligence. It is your friend. All right. You just have to use it in a way that is that is conducive to building the kind of courses that are going to be considered premium, as opposed to just letting it run amok. Okay, that's the difference. So with artificial intelligence, we're able to create the kind of experiences for learners that before you would have had to pay thousands and thousands of dollars for production in order to accomplish. But now you don't have to do that. Okay. And so that's what we're talking about. When we're talking about using artificial intelligence as a tool for learning and development, not, just something that is just, a lot of people just don't use it the right way. And a lot of people are using it, but they don't even know why they're using it. Okay. I want you to know that it is an amazing tool for learning and development, for creating trainings and programs that people are going to absolutely love. You want people to love taking your courses. Okay. And so that brings me to my fifth premium course component, and that is interactivity and engagement. Interactivity and engagement. It is last on this list, but certainly not least. You need to engage the learner. If you have a course, right, you might be thinking, I've already got engagement in my course, but do you? Do you really? Let's see. If you have a course that has videos in it, and those videos are Zoom recordings, and you have taken that Zoom recording, cut it up into pieces, and those are the lessons to your course, I can tell you right now that is unacceptable in a business level environment. If you expect to license your course, license your program, if you expect to offer it to businesses or schools or nonprofits, that is not acceptable. I'm going to tell you the truth. It's not even acceptable in a consumer space. Okay. I know that's what a lot of guru people will tell you. Oh, just take your Zoom video and just throw it inside of your e-learning or throw it inside of your online course, and that'll save you time. Yes, it'll save you time, but it is a horrible experience for your learners. Your learners do not want to sit there and watch a video of people who were experiencing your course from a completely different modality. Okay, you have to remember that in person, okay, or even virtual in person, like a Zoom call, is a completely different experience than if you are taking the course on your own at 2 a.m. in the morning. Okay, and nobody wants to watch somebody else experiencing something that they would like to experience. Okay. So that's not what we're doing. All right. So if that's what you have, or you have a bunch of words all over the place where all they're doing is passively sitting there reading, if that's what we're doing, that is not acceptable either. Okay. Nobody wants to sit there and read it. If that were the case, they just pick up a book. Okay. That's not what we're doing. So that means we have to have interactivity. We have to have engagement. Now, if you want my guide on interactivity and engagement, where I give you over 50 ways to engage with interactivity, I give you that. I'll give it to you for free. Just comment down below, okay? Engagement, and I will send it to you. I'll give it to you, okay? I'll give it to you for free. I'll give you my guide where it gives you over 50 ways to engage your learners so that your course is not boring. Okay. We don't want boring courses. We don't want people just sitting there reading. We don't want them just sitting there watching videos over and over and over again. No, you have to engage your learner, because that is how adults learn. Okay. That's how adults learn. So let's take a look at it. Right? We know that the structure of our course has to meet instructional design standards. That's number one. Okay. We also know that the content has to include your insight, your analysis, your expertise, your unique perspective. That's what your content has to include. How do we do that? Then visual design. Your visuals have to be clear. They have to be relevant. They have to meet graphic design standards so that it doesn't come off as looking amateurish. Okay. And you say, oh, Kat, my stuff is not amateurish. How do I know it's amateurish? Right. Well, there's lots of ways to know if your course, comes off as amateur or not. Okay. And I'll even give you that guide if that's what you want. I have a whole audit where you can do a self audit of your course. If you think it's premium, but you're not quite sure, then just click down below. Just put down audit, and I will send you over a self audit so that you know whether or not your course is up to par or not. Okay. All right. So that's two things that I'm willing to give to you. Okay. All you have to do is put down audit or put down engagement, and I'll send you over. And you can even put both of them, and we'll send you both of them. You don't have to choose, but I do have to know which one that you want. Okay. And that way, you know whether or not your course is really ready for prime time and what you need to do to get it ready for prime time. Okay. So we know that our visual design and our visual quality has to be up to speed. Now, here's the beauty of it. The beauty of it all is that because artificial intelligence is really software, it is a robot, it is coding. That means that you can create visual masterpieces, right? With almost little or no time and relatively little or no money. Okay? It's very, very easy and cost effective to create the kind of visuals that are going to make your course pop in a way that it was difficult to do for a lot of people. It was out of reach for a lot of people. There was a silo where only people or companies that could afford the kind of software and the kind of access to programs that would allow you to be able to create those kinds of high quality engagements, right? Only they could afford that. Well, I love the fact that artificial intelligence has really opened up and leveled the playing field. Now you have access to creating those premium level engagements. You don't have to be some big company corporation. You don't have to have, a ton of money to do it. You don't even have to have a lot of experience to do it. That is the beauty of artificial intelligence. And that's what I want to encourage you about today. I want you to embrace it and say, you know what? I don't have to learn everything about AI. I just want to learn the pieces that are going to allow me to create amazing, amazing experiences, learning experiences that people are going to say, oh my gosh, I love this. Let me know when your next course is. That's what you want. You don't want a course that is sitting somewhere on some platform collecting dust that even you don't want to look at. Okay, let's just be real. A lot of people don't even know where their username, password, any of that stuff is because they haven't looked at it since they threw it in there. Okay. But I want you to have something that you are proud of. I want you to have a program that you say, you know what? This is different. This is something that your people are going to love because I've got real world scenarios and I've got engagement and interactivity and I've got all these things, right, that make it a fun experience. We need to bring back the fun in learning, right? And that's what makes me so excited. And for those of you all who may be new to me, I am Catherine Dunn, affectionately known as Cat the Course Builder across social media. And my agency has built courses for some of the most recognizable brands in the world, including Walmart, Verizon, Uber Eats, Ocean Spray, the federal government, on and on and on, countless schools, nonprofits. And this is what we do. We know what companies are looking for. We know what kind of engagements and interactivity and all the things that they want, because they want, at the end of the day, they want employees that are happy, that are knowledgeable, and that want to take the training. So they want to be the hero that brings that kind of deep engagement, learning, and development to those organizations that they would just fall all over for. Okay. So I want you to have that level of course. I want you to have that level of programming so that, hey, they're ready to snatch up and license your course, your program. Okay. So listen, I hope that this has been helpful. I hope that this has inspired you more than anything to really just say, I'm ready to take my course to the next level. I'm ready to grow, right, and have the kind of program that I'm ready to put out there, get the licensing deal for, and be proud of. I want you to be proud of it. You have, 10, 20, 30 years of experience, and it deserves to be in a course that is amazing. Okay. So I hope this helped. Go back, watch it again, just in case. Remember, comment down below engagement or comment down below audit, and I'll send you over those resources that I promised you. Okay. All right. Until then, stay on course, and I'll see you soon.